So in terms of our investment approach in the last year, I think for me personally, one of the most exciting things is the angel industry and the venture industry coming closer together, and we're very excited to be working much more closely with business angels as key investors in many of our portfolio companies, and that's it's a big change in the market. And being very angel friendly as an organization is a huge positive for us, and a big step forward for the industry. We continue to be very active investors. We were in the top 3 investors in terms of number of deals last year. We've done about 20 deals so far this year. So every one of them is a wonderful investment, of course. But in terms of some exciting investments, I think personally see being involved in Graze. Graze is one of the most exciting UK e-commerce companies, which is about to launch globally and be even more visibly successful. And so that's been a great privilege to be involved in that particular story. We continue to be big investors in a whole bunch of deep semiconductor technologies, companies like Movidius in Ireland. A lot of people have given up on electronics and real deep technology. We continue to champion European entrepreneurs in deep technology, so we're very excited about those sorts of deals.
Persistence was the secret of this deal, actually. I think it took 5 emails before Trivago even recognised the existence of Halzat, isn't that right? I think we hounded them down for a while.
We wore them down, yeah.
So I think the lesson of that one is persistence, and then the lesson after that really was that we were very privileged to invest in them. I think we learned more from them than they learned from us. An extraordinary team, and I think I'd raise a glass, although we don't have one, to entrepreneurs and to the Trivago team.
Yeah, they were an extraordinarily well-balanced team. They covered the entire sort of football pitch of business activity between the 3 of them, and they were a very, very backable trio.
And business shrewd. They just
did their
thing. They didn't. You couldn't divert them away from it.
Yeah.
They took advice, but only to a degree that they really wanted it, and they just executed on their business.
And they were on a mission to create the very best hotel price comparison site in the world, and they succeeded in doing that.
And they're still on a mission. The founders are still involved, and the passion, we just saw them last week, and the passion is just as it was 5-6 years ago. Hasn't changed. It came out of the blue. I think that was the most exciting one. When you invest into a company like Trivago and you see them growing every year several hundred%, you do expect that at some point in time somebody would have an interest in them. I think we were just wowed by the fact that it just happened overnight. I mean, we got a call one morning and an email and saying we need to explore a transaction. And I don't think that was anticipated, and that was very much to markets having seen other transactions in similar spaces, and marketplace just having an interest in that type of company.
I think also it's a bit of a dilemma. It's not every day you get to invest in a team like Trivago. Part of us were pretty sad actually to sell out.
Yeah.
It was a knockout price, but we would have loved to carry on.
And we asked to, but they didn't want us to.
They didn't want us anymore.
And we all believe in the future of meta search. We think that's a very exciting area of the travel world. It's one of the most popular areas. It's very fast growing all over the world. And I'm sure Trivago will go from strength to strength.
And to steal a phrase from Richard Barton, founder of Expedia, hotels is the gift that keeps giving. So it's a great area to invest in, an area that we continue to be interested in.
I mean, investing money over the last 12 months has been difficult. It's been a competitive market. We've got 1 or 2 USPs. A regional model helps. We've got a very strong presence in the oil and gas community. We've done a number of deals in those sectors. And that has helped us invest in a large number of transactions across the UK. Yeah, I mean, the transaction which made a significant contribution to this award was our exit from Transys. During the year, there was a company we had been invested in for 10 years. And that business had seen huge changes over the time of our investment. There had been significant changes to the management team, significant changes to the business model. And the business had had some tough times about 5 years ago. However, the new team, the new model, made huge improvements to the business. Big recovery to profits, and ultimately the business was sold to a German trade acquirer in 2012.
So we raised Fund 2 in April 2012, which is a £76 million fund, and we focus entirely on SaaS and cloud computing. We have areas that we really like, so fintech, for example, is an area that we really like. We did an exciting company called the Currency Cloud. We also like digital media, so we've done a company called Rockerbox, a company called Ideo, and a small seed investment called Outbrain. And another sort of big space for us is e-commerce and e-commerce platforms. So we've done a company called Shopper, which is really exciting, just signed up 9,000 retailers from a standing start in 5 months. So to date we've made 9 investments, appetite to do a lot more. Anything for us that's disruptive, so the key thing for us is going to disrupt an existing marketplace. It's going to be a big exit for us, big marketplace, exciting team, exciting product. So I mean, I guess the first thing to say is because we're all ex-Message Labs, which as you know was within cloud computing, we've already built a network up that we can leverage. We built that over the last 13 years or so, and we can leverage that, and that's done very well for us. And we're a great believer in just getting out in the marketplace and meeting people. So it's, the classic case of a conversation with somebody opens up another conversation with 2 or 3 people. We're a great believer in just trying to add to the ecosystem. So even if we see a deal, we don't actually complete the deal. We still try and point them in a direction of other funds. And really, our big sort of vision is to try and get the European venture landscape on a par with the US. So to that end, the more that we can add value into the wider ecosystem, the better, really. And obviously that then builds our brand and brings back deal flow for us.
A successful entrepreneur, I think, needs to have a number of qualities which I guess are fairly rare, and in my opinion the top one is tenacity and not really giving up. One of the things that I've always found is that just because someone said no doesn't mean you give up, you try a different path. So tenacity would be the top one. And the second one is, I think, really the ability to build a really good team, understand people, understand your own weaknesses and strengths, as well as spotting strengths and, I guess, weaknesses in others, and put a really strong team together. And that really, I think, in my mind, are the 2 important and top qualities of any entrepreneur. The company's progress has been immense, the growth has been tremendous, the annual growth is over 80%, and we've been growing customer base, winning a number of new customers around the world, wireless businesses, and also expanding geographically. And really the product is changing the way mobile operators are tackling their data growth and network issues in today's world. So certainly the business has been growing from strength to strength, and now that we're part of JDSU, it has been a wonderful experience of trying to take us to the next level of growth, and so we're looking forward to expanding it even more.
Sure. So at our heart, SVB is a commercial bank, and we're 100% focused on innovation, technology, venture capital, and private equity. So we really built our business around serving entrepreneurs. And I guess if you think about the market, there's early stage businesses, growth, late stage businesses. We serve them all. But what we're really excited about is the amount of innovation for the early stage sector as well. So we put together a team that exclusively focuses on entrepreneurs and helping them to be successful. So I think there's a couple of challenges as well as opportunities, but just focusing on the challenges. Fundraising continues to be an issue, but as we've seen tonight, there's an extremely fantastic group of investors serving the community, hiring talent, finding great talent, finding talent locally at affordable costs, and really just scale. So that's one big part we're trying to help our companies with is scaling efficiently, effectively, to really capitalize on the opportunities of their business.